phony. It's a hoax, and I can't take it anymore. I mean, that's why when they're like, go through the body scanner. No, there's radiation. No, there's not. I'm like, you guys have been caught lying. Johns Hopkins didn't say these don't have radiation. Congress is trying to pass a law to make you follow radiation rules right now. Don't sit there because they lied to you and lie to me. I'm not bad because I don't want to get in your microwave oven. And I'm not bad that I don't want you touching all over me. The airline pilots refused. They would get mad. They'd get in fights. They'd throw up. Other TSA workers, they'd make fun of each other's genitals, so they got in fist fights. They're robbing people. Who do you think? People that are desperate for a job or people that want to get into a control freak operation. And they always, when you say no to them, they call over the attack dog who comes over and gets off on bowing up on people all day for their tiny little shriveled egos. Let me tell you, this gets to me. This gets to me. Last night, Ted Anderson flies in. We meet him in a restaurant, my wife and children and we have dinner. We drive out to my farmhouse. My wife drives home in the car. I ride over with Ted in the rent car he's in. And Ted goes, yeah, in Minneapolis, they've got all the scanners, turned off. I fly every month, as you know. I fly a lot, Ted was saying to me. And they're turned off in Newark. They're turned off in Minnesota. But he goes, everybody was being forced through them at Bergstrom in Austin. He goes, when I went through, I stopped and watched. And I said, yeah, I know. I've heard that. And you know why? It's because state reps got angry in Dallas having their kids groped. We almost passed laws against it, and they want us to know. And reportedly, they're trying to make people not even be able to fly and throwing you out when you say, I don't want to be groped. I mean, they're like, you don't like it? We're going to force you. They know Austin is the city council commission. The Transportation Commission said, remove them, they're dangerous, we don't want it. And the Fed said, you don't have jurisdiction in our jurisdiction. So they know what's going on. They know exactly what's going on. And I'm going to tell you poor TSA people something, because I know you're not all bad. I have flown all over the country, and about half the time they're listeners, and I've had them say, you don't want to go through that, Alex. Everybody scan that one. Go through that one. Hey, like what you're doing. Hey, we're going to get unionized. I'm worried about the scanners. Can I have your autograph? I understand. I mean, I had a bunch of people that quit as TSA agents come to our protest or our storming of the Texas Capitol. We don't ask permission. We just storm it. That made national news, and good job. We almost got it passed. That the law is enforced that you can't grope people. A sworn bonded state police officer or FBI agent who are actually sworn and bonded in the court and duly empowered in their limited powers cannot stick their hands down your pants unless there is an absolute emergency life-threatening thing. All right, I'm already digressing. It's just totally lawless. That's why they created a new agency. And I mean, it's federal law. You've got to have a radiation officer and radiation monitors and badges around X-ray equipment. They just ignore that. And now they've got 7-fold increases in cancer at Boston, Logan, where they first put them in 9 years ago. Look it up. And when the TSA agents complain and want health care and want workers' comp, they're told it's a conspiracy theory, and there's a bunch of lawsuits, and then they quietly settle with them. But most of them die, so what does it matter? And they're getting cataracts, they're getting testicular cancer, and they're getting breast cancer. What tissues do you think it hits? I mean, look it up. 7-fold increase. I mean, I always wonder how there's no radiation badges in the past when they sit there and run them through with only light shielding around the X-ray machine. There's not a door closing. There's X-ray stuff blasting out of there on everybody. What about all this government obsession about wear masks on airplanes and have everybody's thermometer tested and face scanned for heat when the flu's there? But they have everyone at the most busy airports in the world, with people coming from third world nations with Ebola and every other disease and bubonic plague and rotavirus and all of this. And they have you take your shoes off and walk through it. I never had athlete's foot since I quit swimming in Dallas and playing football. I had athlete's foot constantly when I played sports. No matter if my parents bought me new shoes every 6 months, my dad said, put Desenex on, wear socks, change socks repeatedly. I had athlete's foot all the time as an athlete until I learned to leave my shoes on at the gym when I was, got out of high school and go home and take a shower. Never had athlete's foot again until the last 8-9 years with the taking the shoes off. And every time I walk through now, I have to go get my bag and I pull it right up. And every time I forget I got athlete's foot, I got to get a fresh pair out, take those socks, throw them in the trash because they've got every mutation and variant of fungus you can imagine, especially in L.A. They got stuff that'll eat your feet there. I mean, I've got athlete's foot going through L.A. I don't know what it is. By the time you get home 4 hours later, your feet are bright red, skin peeling, stuff coming up on it. So I learned, I walk through, I take my socks off, I throw them in the trash, I put fresh socks on, loaded with Desenex. I mean, literally, it's a biohazard. When I'm leaving now to fly somewhere, I have to get ready for humiliation. I have to get in there, in the bathroom. My wife hates how it smells. I get the Desenex out, and I get the pair of socks I'm going to be using after I go through, and I go and put it in there and get it all ready, an antifungal, and have those socks. And then I have to go through the thing. They admit they don't change their stinking gloves until the shift changes. I watch them going in pants, going in waistbands. I mean, just these disgusting-looking slobs that I see them going in their pants and rubbing all over. And then they come over with these gloves, and I'm like, we're going to search you now. And I'm like, don't touch my genitals or I'm going to sue you and change gloves. If you wish. Well, you want gloves to touch me, punk. Why do I have to have everybody else you've touched on me? And I only let him do it once because I wanted to get out of there, and he didn't touch my genitals, but he was rubbing on my chest. I've only had a doctor's maybe 4 times in my life when I've had checkups. I don't go to the doctor. Touch on me. And let me tell you, I didn't like it, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't like it one bit. And he was obviously enjoying it. You'd have to enjoy talking to me. And I'm just, I got to go right here. And I'm just like, oh, my God. I mean, this is a joke. This is a joke. And I got angry last night. We get out of the car. I'm taking Ted in the house. You show him the guest bedroom, everything. And he's going, what's wrong? I'm just nothing, the TSA. This morning I'm angry. I'm snapping at my wife and kids. And you know what? It's the TSA. It's like Jesse Ventura said. He said, I was wondering why I was getting so angry and why I was blowing up at everybody when I'm normally not like that. And he goes, it's the TSA. It's the TSA. Because it's weird as a man to have laughing people who all know who you are, with Ventura when I've flown with him, rubbing on his genitals right in front of me. And he's just going, this is East Germany. I can't stand it. And they're going, I mean, this is what land of the free, home of the brave has turned into. This is what we are. And, I'm tempted to drive out to Orlando, but I don't have the time to drive for 2-3 days. And then I just know cops are going to pull over the RV. I mean, it happened last time. I just cannot be left alone by idiots in uniforms telling me they're keeping me safe when you're not. You're not. You may be a good person, cop, but you work for criminals. A German soldier may have been a nice guy. You work for Hitler. A Soviet soldier, I'm sure, was nice. You work for Joe Stalin. So you're the enemy. I'm sorry. This government's illegitimate, and I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I am angry, folks. I am angry. I mean, now, over this TSA and government thing, man, I've always been a really nice guy. But I feel like I'm 18 years old again, back when I wasn't looking for fights, but if you just don't cross me. And that's my problem now. And it's just an anger issue, and I'm praying to God to just give me some control, because let me tell you something. I can't take being a slave. And I'm getting mad. And I know you're getting mad. It'd be one thing if there'd just been a bank robbery and they knew it was in an area where there was only 2 escapes on highways, and if cops shut the highways down. Whatever. Run up to a checkpoint, searching all the cars. That's once a year. That's a specific thing. That's probable cause. That's an emergency situation. You don't shut the whole world down and say to go to a ball game, even high school games, or anywhere. They're now groping people at UT football games. I had family go, no, don't you want to take the kids to a UT game? It's fun. I like football. I like UT. My grandpa went there and played for UT and was roommates with, who was the first Dallas Cowboys coach, played for Vince Lombardi? Whatever his name is. Tom Landry. I like football. The point is, I'm not going to go take my kids so you can grab their genitals. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Oh, I got all this other news. I mean, the head of the Justice Department is telling us, like we're morons, that, oh, I didn't lie. We're not hiding anything. And they're like, well, release all the info. Oh, we can't find it. They're caught lying. They're caught lying. But the Republicans are involved in pre-Fast and Furious stuff, so they can't fully go after them. They're just scoring political points. And that's why the corruption has become systemic. It is not land of the free, home of the brave to have the hot dog sellers and the peanut sellers and the Coke sellers, Coca-Cola sellers spying on you. And it's everywhere now. Everywhere you go, they ask you questions. Oh, what's your TV for? And I'm like, you're supposed to ask me this and put it down on the computer? I mean, you go try to have a child, and they've got the head nurse there interrogating you. Everyone putting it in the health department computer right in front of you like you're stupid and don't know. You got plenty of money? Got a place to stay? Listen, I'm here paying money to have the kid here. Just everything is a prison with the corrupt, murdering government spies getting off on their little petty position. They're all imagining they're Jack Bauer. They're all imagining this stuff. I mean, I sat there when I had to fly out to Vegas to do some interviews with Ventura last year for like 30 minutes while 5 people in front of me. It was a different rental car company, but same deal. And it was all these rental car companies all doing the same thing. While where are you going? What you doing? Oh, who you visiting? Oh, let me ask you about that. Let me ask you. And when I got up there, I said, you know full well this is paid for by Time Warner. I know if you're give me my rent car and don't sit there and ask me questions or I'm going to go get a cab. Okay? Don't ask me your questions. And the guy gets his manager and they go, no, let him go. And I looked around everybody and I said, you think this is what America's about? Getting 20 questions all day here? You think this is what it's about? This is what living in a third world / East German hellhole is. And I don't like it. You don't need me to tell you. The subject of the TSA, it's a nightmare that's just going to get worse. You know, I got an RV. And so we'll all just drive around to affiliates in the country. I run to checkpoints on highways. They got them over 100 miles into the nation. The illegals are let right through. Citizens who've never left the country are screamed at like filth. The criminal government wants to break your will. They want to taser you for jogging in a park. They want to taser you for not answering their question and violating your Fifth Amendment. It's all about domination, and they teach the police that. And you know what? Cops, great. Go along with the system. They're going to dominate you. They're going to take your pension fund. They're going to take your house. And they're going to take a lot of your lives through their soft kill weapons and the food and water. Now, I've got a lot of other news here, obviously, that we need to go over as well. Speaking of serious danger to our society, the U.S. seeks to play down Panetta's Afghan comments when he said that they'll be pulled out by mid-2013. They always say they're going to be pulled out in a year and a half, 2 years. That's standard stalling.